Welcome to Flixit. Today, we embark on a magical journey into A Christmas Prince. The royal wedding. Amber and Richard's love faces trials of economic turmoil and royal traditions. As Lord Leopold's conspiracy threatens, the couple's commitment is tested. In a heartwarming climax, they unveil the truth, redefine their wedding, and promise a brighter future for Eldovia. This sequel is a festive blend of romance and mystery, a joyous celebration of love conquering all. But first, add a sprinkle of magic to your experience. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Let the enchantment unfold. 1 year after the events of the first film, Amber and Richard are still happily engaged. Amber's news media company that she worked for went out of business, and her friends are unemployed. At Christmas time, Amber and her father, Rudy, travel to Eldovia to plan Amber's wedding. Amber continues to blog about royal life with Richard. Amber becomes overwhelmed with the dictatorial traditions of royal protocol and lack of control over her own wedding, which is controlled by the flamboyant designer Sahil and Mrs. Averill. As Richard struggles with the failing implementation of his Eldovian economic revitalization program, the New Eldovia Initiative, which is mysteriously hemorrhaging money from the monarchy, as unemployment and low wages afflict the increasingly discontent populace. To assist in the economic efforts, Queen Helena brings in Lord Leopold to assist Richard, as Leopold had been planning aid efforts with Richard's late father. Meanwhile, Simon, impoverished due to his divorce from Sophia, also returns to beg to be brought back into the palace. A resentful Richard reluctantly accepts, as Simon is family. Amber and Richard's relationship grows strained as Richard becomes increasingly distracted with royal demands, and Amber refuses to kowtow to Mrs. Averill's strict guidelines. After Princess Emily's play is cancelled due to a strike by governmental workers, Amber hosts the play at the palace. While the move was well received, Amber becomes furious when Mrs. Averill takes down posts from her blog about the affair due to their casual nature, and is further upset when Sahil and Mrs. Averill demand she remove her locket containing her late mother's photo for a royal portrait. After receiving a bitter Christmas card from an unemployed worker, Amber investigates the royal finances with her friends, who have come to celebrate her wedding. She learns that the New Eldovia Initiative has been failing because a group of new companies has been outbidding local workers and taking the money out of the country. During a paparazzi ambush, she's saved by Simon, who wants to help investigate the economic issue. With Emily's help, the group hacks into a site that the shell companies are owned by an association, Glockenspiel Consortium. Mrs. Averill confronts Richard and Amber over paparazzi photos of Amber at a bar while investigating, and Amber admits to the sleuthing. When Richard fails to defend her against Mrs. Averill, she storms out. Richard admits his failings as a fiancé to Emily, and after finding Amber, the two reconcile. During a royal celebration, where Helena gives Amber the blessing to have the ceremony she wants, the group reveals that Glockenspiel Consortium is owned by Leopold, who is accosted and thrown into the palace dungeon. Richard gives a Christmas address that promises holiday bonuses to all Eldovian workers, and the populace celebrates. Richard and Amber finally marry in a ceremony that blends tradition with modernity, and everyone celebrates as Richard and Amber leave to share a private kiss. If the royal romance of A Christmas Prince, the royal wedding has touched your heart, shower it with love. Hit that like button to spread the enchantment, subscribe for more cinematic magic, and don't forget to share your thoughts. Your cinematic wishes are our command. Which movie sleigh should we ride next? Your whispers guide our winter wonderland of film.